Good morning. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. Hey guys. All right. So I already know that there's at least, I think, one or two people who are live right now. But nevertheless, happy Friday, everybody. We made it. We made it. And that's a blessing because there's a lot of people who didn't make it. And not only is there a lot of people who did not get to make it to Friday today, there's a lot of people who did make it as far as they're alive, but they are not living life to the fullest potential. There's a lot of people who are living, but their quality of life is not giving, so to say. Whether that's because they have some type of health ailment of the sort. Maybe they are having some type of financial issue. Maybe they're having some type of personal issue that's causing them angst. So if you're able to not only make it till Friday, meaning you lived, you're alive, you woke up. Hey, Tracepectives, good morning. What I say, meaning you lived, you're alive, God woke you up, or even if you don't believe in God, you woke up, you were woken up. So if that's the case, and then you're able to couple that with the fact of you don't have any major ailments, medical issues, and even if you do, hopefully you're blessed with proper insurance to be able to remedy it and take care of it and treat it the best that you can. And if you were able to make it to Friday without any major issues, personal issues, financial issues, mental health issues, because it is Mental Health Awareness Month. What's today's date? The 29th. I'd say that's a blessing. And I'd say it's not just another day. Hold on. Thank you for coming, Trey. How are you doing this morning? Well, I hope. Hold on. I rise each and every day with sheer gratitude in my attitude. Ooh, bars. Gratitude in your attitude. I like that. I like that a lot, actually. I may have to borrow that, but if I do, I will definitely give you your credit. Because we don't just go around here biting off folks without giving them their just due. So let's get started. Hopefully, it doesn't kick me out. Today, I want to talk about the word fall. What is it? Folly. I think I'm saying that right. Folly. F-O. It's either folly or folly. Hold on. Folly. 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 Yeah, folly. I love when they pronounce it for you. Just in case. So yeah, today I want to talk about the word folly. And then this afternoon, we're going to be doing our baseball talk. Our much overdue baseball talk. I'm gonna have a lot to go over as far as games for not only my team but for my Broham's team. So I'm gonna have to make sure I get on a good foot. What the hell? Hold on. So what I say, folly, right? Hold on. My bad. You said feel free. Okay, cool beans. I'll give you your just dues. Hey, Lace. Good morning. Happy Friday. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Can y'all hear me? Okay, I think you can. So yeah, let's talk about the word folly. It says folly generally refers to a lack of good judgment, common sense, or foresight. It describes foolish behavior, an unwise act, or a costly and useless undertaking. Additionally, in architecture, I used to swear I wanted to be an architect because I like to draw. Sidebar. It refers to an extravagant ornamental building constructed purely for decoration rather than practical use. It's so funny. That little tidbit right there. I'm gonna reread the definition, but that little tidbit that they added, that little additionally, is kind of interesting to me and kind of sticks out. And I think for me, it kind of sticks out completely separate from, I guess, what it's meant, what it's meaning, or what it's meant to do. So let's see. Folly generally refers to a lack of good judgment, common sense, or foresight. It describes foolish behavior, an unwise act, or a costly and useless undertaking. Now, here's the part that kind of got me thinking, what other ways can this be used? Additionally, in architecture, it refers to an extravagant, ornamental building constructed purely for decoration rather than practical use. So it's like an architect, and this has to be for like movies or TV shows where they have sets and everything, is what I take from it, or what I gather, or even plays. So where somebody will sit here and draw out the blueprint for something to be built, right? And not only are they drawing out the blueprint for this thing, they're drawing it out with the main thing being in mind that it's not going to be used or utilized in the same way, or even anywhere near the same way that a quote unquote regular building, or or house or kitchen or whatever would be used. It's just for show. And there's a lot of people, whether that's on here or in our real life, that are just simply just for show. They have no rhyme, they have no reason, they don't have a visual use, you know, whether it's for themselves or others. And if they do, they're not tapped in with that yet, you know, which is basically potential. Potential, meaning what somebody has the capacity, the ability, the know-it-all to do or accomplish, but they just haven't done it yet. Whether it's because of a lack of trying, they're just not tapped in to know what they're capable of, or they're just not trying hard enough. And then I also tie that in with, and I'll read it again. Additionally, in architecture, it refers to an extravagant ornamental building constructed purely for decoration rather than practical use. I also liken that to people who do, people not who do, people who say the most. They have a lot to say. They say the most. They always have something to say whilst doing the least. And they do it in such a grand way a grandiose way, you know, in such an extravagant way. And we also spoke on how some people are just beautifully wrapped packages, but when you peel back that wrapping, it's something about as simple as a pair of socks. I don't know if you guys ever received socks or something like that as a gift for a birthday or something, or Christmas when you were a kid or something. Very underwhelming. So that's what I like in that too. And there's a lot of people who operate in that way. All right, next we're going to go over the core meanings and the context of the word folly. And I'll reread the definition. Folly generally, refers to a lack of good judgment, common sense, or foresight. It describes, foolish behavior, an unwise act, or a costly and useless undertaking. So let's see. She said, I hear ya. I'm all late. My bad, y'all. All is groovy for me. About to go dance in this sunshine. You better. Dance twice. Once for me. Hey, Lace. Come here. Let's dance. Hey, Johnny. Good morning, via she at work listening, and salute to the chat. Johnny, I hope you have a smooth day and it goes quick. Hope everybody has a smooth day and it goes quick. Unless you wanted to drag, of course. That's your prerogative. All right, y'all are speaking to each other. Cool beans. Trey said, indeed. Hey, Uncle L, good morning. How are you doing? Well, I hope. A lot of people have sight but absolutely no vision. It's funny you said that because that was one of the things that I had in mind when I chose my little avatar. It just simply says visionary because that I am, in my opinion. All right, so let's see. Sexy bodies, rotten souls. Yeah, for sure. Hold on. For sure. And like I said, there's some people that just really put on in a grandiose way. And I've said this before. They will really be thinking, and the people who are in their circle or on here, the people who are their audience, they will be thinking and having them think, or in return, them having that person think that they are doing their absolute big one. Their absolute big one. But in reality, you're doing your absolute big none because there's no substance behind it. You're doing all that carrying on with absolutely no substance behind it. No rhyme, no reason, nothing to be taught, nothing to be learned, no lesson or wisdom to be gained. You just doing the most. You just saying the most while doing the least. Let's see. Unless you're allergic, then all is yuck. Who doesn't like M&Ms? And there's so many different flavors and types of M&Ms. Even if one is not your cup of tea, there has to be one type that you like. I would think. All right, so let's continue. That is just one part of the definition that stuck out to me. And I don't know if you guys, let me know if you guys ever heard that word before, folly, if you're familiar with that word. And also, if you're feeling froggy, let me know if you are familiar with the word, or even if you weren't. And after I just read the definition to you, let me know if you're feeling froggy. The first thing that comes to your mind when you think about the word folly. And we're about to go over the core meanings and context. All right, the first one is a lack of sense. A lack of sense. Common sense is not so common, okay? And that's just not a funny saying, or a saying that somebody will say just to be funny. That is a real thing. Common sense is not so common. The same way you can engage with a person who has all the street not all the street smarts, excuse me, all the quote unquote book smarts in the world. But when it comes to common sense and quote unquote street smarts, they have none. They are a fish out of water. It is definitely a sight to see. The same way you can have someone who doesn't have a quote unquote college degree, or any real education on paper past high school, and they will be smarter than somebody that has a couple of degrees because they did the work and they taught themselves. So anyway, lack of sense. Acting without prudence, wisdom, or rational thoughts. Okay. The next one, foolish action. Foolish action. A specific mistake or ill-advised decision. Because a lot of times people get making a mistake or making mistakes misconstrued with bad decision making. There is a difference. Someone making a mistake or making mistakes versus them just simply having bad decision making are two completely different things, even if the results of those two things are similar. They are completely two different things. Hold on. There's a lot of people, and I feel very comfortable and feel like I can say that with conviction, that there are a lot of people, because we live in a very big world. Hey FNM, good morning. How are you doing? Well, I hope. Hey Evolve May, good morning. Evolve May said, and how are you doing? Well, I hope. She says, good morning, via she in chat, catching up on the front end. Thank you. I love that you do that. Hey sis, good morning. Good morning. Don't fret. It's all love. All good things. All good things. Make sure you hit the like button. Please do if you're feeling froggy. Look, Johnny, check it. After FNM or one of my mods mentioned to hit the like button. So my rendition of you, like or my version of what you said when you say, if you picking up what old Johnny Blaze is putting down, I just say, if you feeling froggy. You said, I'm well, how are you? I'm all right, but the day's still young. So we're going to turn this on its face. That's why I like this title, Food for Thoughts. And it is morning time. So, in the words of Chef, aka Carlos, let's eat our breakfast. Shall we? Let's eat so we can be full. Let's eat so we can be full. Hopefully, it doesn't kick me out. Oh, yes. So it says foolish action, a specific mistake, or ill-advised decision. Okay. We can we can decide or choose to do or say something, right? On purpose, knowing, being full aware and knowing what we are doing and what we are saying, right? And it still be a mistake. Two things can be true. And I like that they said they put it as a specific mistake because it's a mistake nonetheless, whatever it is or was, but it's one that you acted on or participated in on purpose, specifically. You didn't have to, you chose to. And then a ill-advised decision is this was what happens when you have bad people in your camp. When you have bad people in your camp, when you're quote unquote pillow talking with the wrong person, if you're a younger person, because, or even matter of fact, it don't really matter what age. If you're up under the wing of the wrong type of person, you know what I mean? The wrong type of person is your sensei, so to say, bars. If you're seeking counsel from the wrong type of person, right? That can lead you to do what? Make an ill-advised decision. It was not smart, it was not wise, it wasn't constructive, but this is something that you were advised to do. And then not only were you advised to do it, you did it. You acted on that. Okay? We're going to go over the core meanings and context of the word folly. F&M, if you are feeling froggy in the near future, because they have two definitions of this word. They have one in the biblical sense, but I don't even feel comfortable going over it. But I would love for you to please, whether it's an upload video you do or a live, I would love for you to break down the meaning of folly in the biblical sense. Hold on. If you don't mind. Excuse me. Hold on, y'all. My bad, y'all. Lord. Blaze said, it's a bird, it's a plane. It's Safety Patroller V writing up little Johnny Wishbone for not having a hall pass. Yes, Mr. Wishbone, because what is this? About my third time seeing you in this hallway? And I don't think the nurse has received a medical, any medical documentation saying that you have any type of issues that requires you to have to use the bathroom so often. So we're gonna have to have a further discussion about this. Duh. Hey, Blaze. Happy Friday. Thank you for coming. Yay. That just made me happy. A little happier. You said, oh, okay, yes. Please, F&M. Because there's two different meanings or definitions for the word falling. One of them is in the biblical sense. And I would love for you to break that down for us. So let's continue. I don't have a lot of time left. You know, I'm long winded, so to say. So to say, means foolish, but I am going live tomorrow and we'll add that to the timeline. And you know what, F&M? I think that goes hand in hand. That word folly in the biblical sense goes hand in hand to certain things you have already touched on in your last, not your last video, but you know, your last video or two. So yeah, please add that. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. My bad, y'all coughing all in your ear. Lord. Who needs to report to the office? Mm-mm. They don't need to come to the office. They can stay right where they're at. Lace, you know why? Because there may be bugs on some of you mugs, but there ain't no bugs on me. And I'm happy you're going live tomorrow. That makes me happy. Good. In the evening, right? Please, right? Yay. You always be on time. You got to just start going live often, I feel. Yes, I'm glad. Hey, Carlos. What's up, chef? We eating our breakfast, honey. He said, good day, world. Good day, chef. Damn, I thought me coming through made you happy. It does make me happy. I kept you in mind when I made this title, Food for Thought. We're eating our breakfast. Because you know how important it is to make sure we eat our breakfast, right? Right. That Mrs. V edition hall pass. Yeah, because people just be getting beside themselves. Watch yourself. Mess around and get beside yourself. I know. Go ahead, though. We're going to eat our breakfast. We're going to eat our breakfast. Oh, you guys are greeting each other. Cool beans. Love that. Love to see it. Wait, I know this ain't Bible study. No, Carlos, it's not Bible study. We're going to go over the word folly, and there's two meanings. I'm going to go over the quote unquote worldly meaning. We're going over the worldly meaning. And I asked my sis F&M if she can go over the meaning of the word folly in the biblical sense. Duh. Dang. You was about to throw up that one finger and be out. You know how in church when you're in the thick of things, but you gotta get up and go to the bathroom or excuse yourself. So you toss up that pointer finger right to the sky, put your head down like, oh, you know, excuse me, excuse me. Let me see what you say. Yes, I got you. Needed it. I will. I needed a topic anyways. You know, I'm not used to being consistent. That's okay, because consistent is about to get used to you, and I'm with it. I said I'm with it if you with it. Point 'em out. Point 'em out. That's how we going to do that. Nah, Chef is awesome. Shoot, it should be some church up in this piece because the devil been busy, but I've been busier, so that's okay. The Roots picnic is this weekend. That's exciting. It's in Philly, Uncle. I'm about to say Uncle Chef. It's in Philly, Uncle L. Hold up. That's dope, actually. Damn. Well, shoot. I hope you plan on going, and then tell me how it went, so I could be all up in your business, your business. Safety Patroller V seems a bit cheerful this morning. That Folgers is getting the job done. Folgers in my cup. But Blaze, you have no idea, Broham. No, you're not my Broham. You have no idea, bro. Folgers in my cup. Folks got me messed up. Right off the wake up. Bars. I got some Folgers in my cup. Right? Folks have me messed up. Right? Right off the wake up. But that's all right. We're going to eat our breakfast. Breakfast matters. It most certainly does. Let's eat our breakfast at the plateau. That's exciting. I hope don't nobody act a fool. Blue Mountain coffee. You like Blue Mountain? Hey, whatever does the trick. Do that. Yes, it's no need to reject, uplift, and the enemies. Oh, yeah, for sure. But I'm busier. All right, I'm going to go through these next ones quickly. So I'm not going to say I got sidetracked. We were just chit-chatting. Can't say sidetracked. All right, so we're going to go over the core meanings and context of the word folly. We already went over lack of sense, foolish action. Next is useless undertaking. Useless undertaking, a highly expensive or unprofitable venture. Okay? A highly expensive or unprofitable venture. That's not only a decision you made that cost you in a monetary sense or form, but we also discussed not too long ago the meaning of mental wealth. Okay? Mental wealth. So there's times, or there will be times, there are times where our decision making costs us, whether that's, like I said, in the monetary form, or if it costs us a bit of our mental wealth. Okay. Either way, it costs you. Okay. And then lastly, it says architecture, which we touched on that. A purpose built, decorative structure, such as a fake castle or Gothic ruin, often built on large estates for aesthetic appeal or whimsical taste. Like I said, it's just for show. It's not able to be used. You can't do nothing with it. It's just there to be seen. And there's a lot of people, both on here and in real life, that are just simply there or simply here to be seen. Okay? And that we must know. The same way there's a lot of people on here and in real life who are extremely talented in all definition, all meaning of the word, extremely talented on multiple fronts, but instead of using their powers, their quote unquote powers for good or for something logical, constructive, they use their talents to engage and participate in reckless bullcrap, unproductive bullcrap. Okay? With no regards of nothing other than them wanting to get their ish off or wanted to get a good laugh or produce a good laugh. when they can be doing so much more. Okay, let's see. Common examples in a sentence. It would be folly to attempt a road trip in this snowstorm without without tire trains. Yeah, you're not gonna have no traction. You're just gonna go slipping and sliding, slipping and sliding. Buying an inexpensive yacht without knowing how to sail was the ultimate folly. What you buying a boat for before you learned how to operate it? Simple. The estate features a charming stone folly nestled in the woods. The estate features a charming stone folly nestled in the woods. I don't know. I guess they mean can't nobody see it. Whatevs. All right, let's go over some synonyms and then we're out of here. Some synonyms to the word folly: foolishness, stupidity, rashness, imprudence, and indiscretion. Okay, opposites: wisdom. These are words that are opposite to the word folly: wisdom, prudence, common sense, and intelligence. We all lack short. Nobody's perfect. We all lack short. We all lack and we all fall short. Excuse me. We all lack in certain areas. We all fall short in certain areas. Nobody's perfect. But like I've said before, and like I will continue to say, the gag is, do you know where you fall short at? The areas you fall short and where you lack? And then if you are able to identify that, are you doing something about it or no? That's the gag. Okay? That's the gag. So let's see. Blaze said the devil stays busy. The goal is to catch you out here lacking. Exactly. Make sure you're wearing that armor at all times. Exactly. Devil's definitely busy, but I'm busier, so I got something for it. Not the devil. I'm telling you. Been busy, honey. But I've been busier. Be great today. Thank you. You too. All right. Blaze, F&M says, Blaze, absolutely true. We have to stay equipped and pay attention to discernment. For sure. That is a good point, sis. Hey, Ron. How are you? Thank you for coming. Hope you're well. All right. So I hope you guys were able to get something out of this. And I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. It's Friday. If you worked all week, took care of your business all week, been on your dean, done what you're supposed to do, there's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself, having a time. Just don't OD and do the most, okay? And be safe. We're going to I'm getting out of here, sis. We're going to do our baseball talk this afternoon if you're feeling froggy, okay? Thank you to everybody that came and participated. Oh, you said day. Thank you. Thank you to everybody that participated, that came. Thank you to the cloud dwellers. And thank you to anybody that's going to catch the replay. And I'll catch y'all on the flip side. Bye.